And we're here, and
Okay.
Mel's going to demonstrate some planting. And of course,
Farmer Dave has been one of my best clients as Melvin the gardener, and so I want to share with you how I go about creating too much product, and how I do that is in the back porch here, either the latest days of winter or the first days of spring. So first, I've already done a few plants here for you to see them as they look as they're ready to go into my growth chamber. And I have my dirt ready, my potting soil, and I'm going to be doing peppers. Better cut. I got pepper. Here we go. I got a lot of peppers.
Get some seeds out here, and
okay, I've got some nice new seeds here. A Fat and Sassy, a Bellboy, a Super Heavyweight Hybrid, and a Ruba Hybrid, and whoops, those are flowers. I all of my peppers are sweet or mildly heated. I don't have any heavy heat.
yes, I know, but
So first I shake up my my potting soil and take out any broken stems or rocks or chunks of clay, which I find very, very annoying.
Yeah.
And
any good sterilized potting soil would be a good soil. And
yeah. Then I put them. I like to put my seeds on a plate. Now these come at 25 seeds per package, and I put them on the plate so I can choose the healthiest looking seed. And so these are Fat and Sassies. I'll put. I'll label these.
Yes, labeling is very important,
Oh.
especially if you do grow hot and mild peppers. You certainly don't want to mix them up.
And I always label them with the year because I use my starting over and over again.
Yes, it's always good to keep track of what you're growing. And
Then
how you're growing it.
I've shaken this up good so I know it's very friable. Put it in there. Give it a little shaker doodle. Oh, there's another chunk. Take that out. And then I label that over last year's. And I use a pencil. These peppers are at a ½ an inch. And I just find a sharpened pencil that I get used to using. And when you buy them at the store, they come with about 6 in a package.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer to, because I transplant at home, when I first start them in these starting flats, I put in a dozen. That way I have enough to make sure I have enough in my garden, and I always have enough to make sure I have some to share. And then I always count so you don't forget where you are in a dozen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if something distracts you, you forget where you are. 5.
Well, that's kind of a handy hint.
6.
Although if you plant too many, you can always thin them out later, but the
8.
problem would be if you didn't plant enough and you had bare spots where you could have had plants growing.
Yeah. Well, you go through the potting soil, so you like to have enough to transplant later on.
Mm-hmm.
12. Alrighty. Then I pat that down. Pat that down. Okay, that's Fat and Sassy's.
Well, that is a packet. That is a demonstration on how to plant peppers. And now, when you after you plant them, you water them by bottom watering them, right?
We'll do that in a minute from
Okay.
now. All right.
I just wanted to mention that because
Okay. Yeah, you can do an edit there.
Okay.
I'll come back to that because we could always do it the guy from that faraway land. Now it's time for a little wine.
yes, it's always more fun to enjoy yourself while you're gardening than to just do it all as work.
Now I have some leftover seeds that I'll use again next year. These were fresh seeds this year, but those seeds will still be viable next year. And at the price of seeds, I pop them back into the little holder.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my
And that does make sense. And if you store them in a cool, dry place.
Yep, I
they
don't
will
refrigerate
last.
them, but I do keep them in a cool, dry, dark place. And then I reseal the package with tape to keep the air out, because that also would oxidize them. And then I will write down that there are still, I used a dozen, so I still have 12 12 seeds for 2011. And that way I'll know not to purchase more Fat and Sassy's, that these Fat and Sassy's will last another season.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put them in a spot in my, here it is, of the ones that have already been planted.
Okay, so you have your unplanted ones and you got your planted ones. That's a good way of keeping it organized.
So, now let's take a real break.
Okay, so that's the demonstration on planting peppers.